Week 4 is right around the corner, and that means a new preview breakdown to eat up while we wait for Monday. So let's see what goes down and try to figure out what's up. And be sure to stick around to the end, as I'll have an updated Final Four speculation to dish out. Hannah and the crew are in Boston next week, and it's finally time for Jed to get his one-on-one. This outing we've seen before in the previews, with this shot of the two in a photo booth.
Your energy is so contagious.
Newsflash, Peter's my boyfriend.
These two shots of Tyler and Peter, likely group dates. And I have to say, Peter's been a rising star. He's slowly making himself into a contender and getting a lot of time in these previews the more we get them.
I want to be the guy at the end of the day on a knee with you.
I feel something growing inside me that I've never felt before, and I think it could turn into forever.
Same can be said about Tyler too. The only difference being he's had a lot of preview screen time since the beginning. And Jed? Well, Jed seems to have always been in the front of the pack. This basketball portion also part of their Boston one-on-one, both Hannah and Jed wearing Boston Celtics jerseys.
You're violent, you're aggressive, you are a psychopath.
Why does every single guy here dislike you?
Okay, pause. So things are getting heated against Luke. This is all from a group date, and I'm guessing this week is the rugby group date. But back to this shot. Hannah's wearing the same outfit as when she says,
Newsflash, Peter's my boyfriend.
So it looks like another group date where Luke and Peter are both on it together. And we saw how Luke acted last week when Peter started getting more attention from Hannah.
She's kissing other guys.
So it wouldn't surprise me if Peter doing so well once more makes Luke all jealous.
We all know that Luke P is an evil, pathological liar.
Also, this stuff with Mike, okay, I'm officially calling it now. He's doomed. With the Cam snitching and now this, he's doing the same thing as Luke, focusing on other relationships too much. He may be right, he may be doing the right thing, but I'm sorry folks, Mike's doomed. Don't get me wrong, he's not going anywhere anytime soon, but I'm thinking he goes right before hometowns.
Let me just tell you, man, karma is a bitch, and you're gonna get yours.
And second Luke gets in on the Luke P hate too. Luke must do something next week to really set the guys off.
Your story has changed. I feel like you think that I'm a threat to you because I am the biggest threat against you right now.
Does anyone remember those Hulk hands toys? I know Luke is super angry right now, but I just want to boop, toss one on there.
I'm not threatened by anybody, especially not you.
Somebody mess with my queen, I need to take that person out.
So this ambulance shot being paired with guys having an argument is a pretty common fake out. We can see, and I've noticed this in previous previews, that the guy inside the ambulance is Kevin, and it looks like he's wearing eye black, so I'm guessing he injures himself playing rugby. So from here on, Chris Harrison states that the following footage is upcoming from the season, so won't happen next Monday.
I don't care what you said to her, I've been nothing but truthful, and you are not gonna mess it up!
Luke yelling at Garrett is a recurring shot. I speculated before that I think this is from a 3-on-1 due to the number of roses on the table.
Stop with my mind.
I just don't fully understand how you can be as amazing as you are and even consider someone like him.
Hold up, Jed is snitching? Okay. For Jed to say that, after everything he said about jealousy night 1 and how chill and laid back he's been so far, gotta be something big that pushes this. They paired Jed's snitching with Garrett on a European one-on-one with Hannah. I speculated about this one-on-one in my previous preview breakdowns, but I'm betting that this is a fake out. The person who I think Jed's likely talking about is Luke. That being said, we can't say for sure just yet. And in fact, Garrett himself, at the end of this bit, seems to be swearing while talking about one of the guys.
Where I'm from, we call that there.
Certainly it's not Peter, who's right there. I'd wager he's also talking about Luke. Listen to this segment again.
Why does every single guy here dislike you?
So, my money is on Garrett there and Jed here talking about Luke. The only question is, how far along in the show will this be?
I don't owe you anything at this point. Just stop!
And we're back to the big drama of the season. They showcase this at the end of the previews all the time, so this has to be the gate jump moment of the season. The most dramatic part they'll be teasing us with every week.
My husband would never say what you've said to me. You don't own me. You don't get to decide what I can and can't do.
They pair Connor in with what Hannah's saying, but I have a running theory that the men they cut to in these shots are all fake outs. So my belief is that if they cut to you during this part of the preview, you're not the one she's talking about. So Connor, Tyler, Jed, and Dylan are likely all safe. Now with that, I'll also add the shots of these men they cut to, not necessarily from the same night. So who knows if any of those dudes are even still in the competition at this point. Honestly, this shot of Tyler could literally be him sitting at a table on a one-on-one weeks before any of this, waiting for Hannah to come back from the bathroom or something. I do have a clue though as to who it might be, the one who sparked this whole drama. Check out this shot of Hannah.
Just stop!
Just stop, she says. It appears like whoever she's mad at doesn't know how to take a hint. They push in when they're unwelcome. Sound like anyone from last episode?
You wanna go in here and talk?
I promise I'm going to talk to you again. But I don't want to do this right now.
Now, of course, this is speculation. But the way this season is being shaped, I'd be surprised if it wasn't Luke.
I'm having physical relationships. So, like, I have had sex. And honestly, Jesus still loves me.
So, here's the thought I'm having now. All this talk about sex, your mind turns to fantasy suites. I mean, it's hard to imagine this topic coming up anywhere else, right? Now, it's possible, but I'm going with the odds here. The problem then is, with that, you have to come to terms with something. Whoever she's mad at must be in the final 3. And if it is indeed Luke she's mad at, wouldn't that mean Luke makes it to fantasy suites? Now, people can get very sensitive when it comes to, being in a relationship with someone who has sex with someone else, even if they are on The Bachelorette. So it's possible any of the top men could be upset about something like that. But to get Hannah this angry? To be chasing her down? To me, that sounds just like Luke. Or at least the Luke we've seen so far. So, it pains me to say it, but I'm pushing Luke into the top 3. If true, that means a lot more Luke to come. It means more dates with Luke, more group dates with Luke. It means a Luke hometown. It's the darkest timeline.
One thing has become clear. This is the darkest, most terrible timeline.
But like Doctor Strange looking into all the possible futures where Hannah doesn't end up with Luke.
How many did you see?
14,605,000. How many did we win? 1.
Perhaps this is the only way we get the ending where he doesn't win. By taking him to fantasy suites. Now if I'm pushing Luke into the top 3, that means I'll need to update my top 4 picks. And here's the bright side. If Luke is indeed top 3, there's no way he makes it past that. Unless the producers are pushing a villain wins, let's watch the world burn ending, it's just not possible. Not the way the show is currently portraying him. So I still think it's Tyler and Jed in the final 2. But at the moment, Jed seems to be firing on all cylinders. His connection and the amount we see him is pushing him ahead of Tyler for the final pick at the moment. And that snitching part, if he is indeed talking about Luke there, and then Luke ends up being the one who allegedly slut-shames Hannah, I think the Bachelor gods will forgive Jed for that indiscretion. That being said, don't sleep on Tyler. Jed's off to a strong start, but I've seen many strong starts fall short of the final rose, and Tyler is always present and getting super positive screen time. As for the last of the final 4, I have to push Connor out and give it to Peter. He's just way too present in every preview and every episode. Connor does have his moments, but my gut is telling me just not on the same level as Peter. To finish, I'll state who I think is on the chopping block for next week. So, first off, every week I want to say Grant. But we still haven't seen him in a kilt yet, which I don't believe is part of next week's rugby group date. So, Grant's safe for at least one more episode. Someone I haven't seen past this next episode? Mateo. Mateo's on the chopping block for me. He could stay, but pretty much every other guy left has been spotted at some point in the future. So that's it for this Bachelor Preview Breakdown for Week 4. Hope you enjoyed the speculations, and if you did, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe. And let me know your theories and speculations in the comments section below. Until next video, Bachelor Fan Take out.
How many did you see?
14,605,000. How many did we win?
One.